Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits because another day above the dirt is always a blessing. I got some updates for you guys on this particular case. And, you know, I wanted to break it up a little bit to be really, really honest. Let me just say this. The reason why I say that, too, is because everything's going absolutely crazy out here in these streets. There's 15 different things to report all at the same doggone time right now. And I got to be honest, it is, it's overwhelming. It's very overwhelming. There's a lot going on, y'all. A lot. All right. Planes are falling out of the sky. There's other threats going on with 18-wheelers and all this stuff. It's been insane and hard to be able to catch up with everything because everything's going on all at the same time right now. It's been absolutely crazy. Just so you guys know. But nonetheless, yes, it's been a very, very crazy day, Tracy. It's been a very, very crazy day. And it's only going to get crazier, I have a feeling. We're just going to have to get ready for madness because the madness is real right now. So do me a favor. This is a short one, okay? But I wanted to give you guys this update. And yes, I wanted to break it up because, you know, for a fact, we're keeping an eye on all things moving, revolving around Diddy, revolving around Jay-Z. And yes, I wanted to break it up a little bit because it's been a lot of really crazy gloom and doom as of late. And this is something big, and I want to explain a few things here really quick. So do me a favor, hit that like button down below, hit that reaction button if you're watching on those other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please be sure to hit that follow button over there, okay? Please be sure to do that. Hit that subscribe button here on my YouTube channel. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. I put up 3 videos today, so please go check those out when you get a chance. All right, subscribe over there, of course, too. Make sure the notification bell is set to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload. And if you are not getting notifications, please turn off the notification, turn it back on, set it to all, and hopefully it'll fix that problem, okay? So please do that. Hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon and my locals, and of course, check out pascalmerch.com, okay? We ain't playing around here. So go check out pascalmerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there. Okay, guys, this is going to be a very short one. Like I said, this is, you know, the judge wrote a letter, okay, and granted some things to Jay-Z's team. And it's a very short letter. So it's only one page, so we're going to get through it pretty quickly. And I know a lot of people are reacting to this right now and talking about this. And before we get into the actual paperwork or the page that's out here written by the judge, I want to make sure you guys know this. The judge in this paperwork has granted Jay-Z's team permission to file a dismissal or a motion for dismissal for this particular Jane Doe lawsuit where he's been accused of attacking this woman when she was only a little with Diddy and a female celebrity in the same room. Now, is this a major win? I would sit here and say, not exactly. Some people are sitting there going, oh, huge win for Jay-Z. Huge win. There's a couple things. Yes, it's a big moment. Sure, it's a big moment. But is it a big, major win for Jay-Z? I don't think so. I honestly think that this is something that the judge was already going to do. I feel like we already knew this was inevitable, that he was going to be allowed to make this motion, but it still does not mean that it's dismissed. Let me make that abundantly clear. This does not mean it's over. It does not mean it's over, y'all. So anything is still very, very possible. This could still see the light of day. This could still go inside a courtroom. He could still be in there trying to fight for his innocence. There's still room for a settlement. There's still room for all of those things and then some. Nothing is over yet. Now, of course, yes, optically, this could look like one thing for sure. This could definitely look like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. The judge is going to be on the side of Jay-Z now because of all the mucky muck that's been going on. But let me tell you, it does not automatically mean that at all. Like I said, even the fact that she is allowing this Jane Doe to stay behind her pseudonym, which is major. It is major. It only shows that she's like, hey, I still need to know more information. I still want to know a little bit more about this case, and I still want to see how this thing pans out. But I need to protect this Jane Doe because we already know how Sean Diddy Combs is as well. We already know how diabolical this man is. And of course, we've been hearing stuff from at least these allegations from Busby saying how diabolical, how much Jay-Z's team is starting to harass and trying to make their lives a living hell as well, way before this even sees the inside of a courtroom. So I get her protecting this Jane Doe and letting her hide behind this pseudonym. I expected nothing less, especially for someone, a judge, who's thinking about this, okay? Trying to judge whether or not to let this see the inside of a courtroom. But nonetheless, this permission to file a dismissal does not automatically mean, first off, it doesn't mean that it's dismissed. That's number one. And number two, does not mean that this is a huge win for Jay-Z. Let me also explain. This means that Jay-Z has to also deal with this stuff for more months. This is not a situation where he files the dismissal motion and then suddenly the judge says, granted, and it's over. No, this is going to be spanning over the next couple months, January, February, even all the way into March. This stuff is going to be going on. So Jay-Z's team at least, are going to be very stressed out. And Jay-Z is going to be stressed out too. But they're going to be stressed out to try to make sure that they get all their ducks in a row so that they can get this thing doggone dismissed. But it's not going to be immediate. It's not going to be like ripping a Band-Aid off. It's going to be months long. It's going to be a months-long process before they even get a chance to hear whether this is going to be dismissed or not. Ain't that about to shut your mouth? I mean, if you were on the side of Jay-Z, right? This is not good. But you know for a fact, I mean, we're going to look into the paperwork. We're going to take a look at this article here too first. But we already know for a fact that Alex Spiro, his lawyer, or Spiro, however you pronounce his name, he's going to be losing his mind. I'm sure there's going to be letters, motions, filings going left and right from his team, from Diddy's team. From Jay-Z's team, until the final decision is made, which sounds like it'll be in March when they finally make that decision. Ain't that crazy? So let's take a look at this article, okay? Again, this does not mean that it's over. This does not mean that the case is wrapped and we're going to chuck up the deuces and keep them moving and go on to the next Jane Doe. Nope. Still not done. All right. So let's take a look at this. All right. So he's being granted permission to file dismissal motion in this SA case. So his legal team has scored a small victory with the judge presiding over the attack case, okay, the ASA case, now allowing his attorney to file a dismissal request. Court reporter Megan Cuniff, maybe, shared court documents confirming that Judge Torres granted lawyer Alex Spiro's request to submit a motion to dismiss. This decision marks a shift for Torres, who previously expressed concerns that Jay-Z's defense team was attempting to dismiss this lawsuit without proper due diligence. Now, there may be more information that has been presented to this particular judge to Judge Torres, which obviously may have changed her decision on whether or not to allow a motion for dismissal. But at the same time, it still doesn't mean anything. It still doesn't. It's not like she's saying, go ahead and file, and then boom, okay, boom, I decide it's over. Doesn't mean that. It doesn't. Okay. And we're going to look at this paperwork here in a second. But this is what Megan Cuniff said. So Judge Torres has granted Alex Spiro a request to file a dismissal motion in the lawsuit that accuses Jay-Z of R-ing this little in 2000. This is over the objection of the woman's lawyer by Tony Busby. The motion is due on February 6th, a whole month from now. Okay, a little over a month from now. This filing is due by then. And don't worry, there's other dates. There's a couple other dates that are in there as well, like due dates for certain things to be able to get this thing going. All right. So just days ago, the Judge Torres rejected his bid to dismiss, which accuses him of SAing this little in 2000 alongside music mogul Diddy. Despite his setback, the latest ruling permits Spiro to formally file a motion to have the case dropped, signaling a potential shift in the legal proceedings. Sure, it definitely does. It definitely does give you that heads up. All right. It definitely gives you that vibe. But again, they still got a lot more stuff to do before it is officially over. And you already know Jay-Z wants this done. He wants this off the table. He doesn't want to live with this for a few more months. He wants this off the table right now. He's not going to get that, unfortunately. Okay. The victim's attorney, Tony Busby, opposed the filing of the motion, submitting a letter on New Year's Eve to express his objections. While the latest development does not guarantee the case will be dismissed, it marks a positive step for Jay-Z's team as they continue to fight the allegations. Absolutely. It's definitely shining a little bit of light in his corner. But is it a major win? It's definitely a positive step. It's a step in the right direction for Jay-Z. But a major win? No, not really. The motion to dismiss the case is due by February 6th, and its outcome will be closely watched as both sides prepare for the next phase of this high-profile legal battle. Now, here it is, okay? And I'll sit here and say this, okay? I don't consider this a major win. The major win is when the judge says this is dismissed. Just saying. I've seen people say, major win, this is huge. No, it's not that huge. It's not. Not yet, at least. Yes, it's a swing in the positive direction for Jay-Z, and it's showing like the gate has been cracked open a little bit, but it's not all the way open yet. He still has a little bit to do before he can get that full dismissal. A major win is if this case is definitely dismissed. Let's keep it a bean, okay? But right now, the judge is like, you know what? Okay, they made some solid arguments here. Statute of limitations, the jurisdiction in where this crime actually happened, where this happened and all that. Okay, I see those things. And those were all technicalities, but technicalities can be that mother lover, right? The devil's in the details. And if suddenly it's like, wait a second, this didn't happen in New York City, couldn't have happened in this area. So wait a second. Does it still apply? Does it still apply? Now, this other thing too, aside from that, is the statute of limitations where the year in which, or the month in which this crime actually happened, okay? When that actually happened. They say the statute of limitations started 3 months after this alleged SA happened to this woman who claims that she was attacked by Jay-Z, and Diddy. The judge could look at that and go, those are solid points. Those are solid arguments. But one thing is for sure. Tony Busby even said, you ain't even seen the evidence yet. You ain't even seen the discovery. Discovery meaning evidence, just so you guys know. You haven't seen nothing, yo. And you're already sitting here trying to poke holes at what my client has said. Can we at least get to that place and present the discovery? And then you can make a decision? I think this is exactly what this judge is doing. The judge is going, you can file. Go ahead and file. But we ain't done yet. We need to see the evidence. I want to see discovery. I want to go through all the moving parts first before we go through everything else. Show me what you got. Show me the Carfax. Let's go through the motions. Sure. But I need to see what else they got here, because she could very well be telling the truth. And when we get when we get all the information, then we'll make that final decision on everything. Okay? Real talk. Let's see. Carbonized dust, stardust, the insolence, the audacity, the unmitigated gall. How come y'all haven't crushed that like? Oh, snap. Absolutely. Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. That would really mean the world to me. All right. Crush it, crush it, crush it. All right. Hit that like button. Carbonized, she ain't messing around. Them Canadians, they don't mess around, okay? Hit that like button down below, please, and thank you, okay? But again, look, it's something, but it's not major. I'll say that, okay? There's still things that need to be done. So let's take a look at this. There's still things that need to be done until it actually all goes down, until a decision is actually made. And what sucks, because this is the other part that isn't a major win, in my personal opinion, is the dates in which things are going to be going on. One thing that Jay-Z wants this over now. This ain't over yet. This ain't over yet. Look at the dates right there. Let's take a look at this. So this is from Judge Torres. The court has reviewed defendant Sean Carter's letter seeking leave to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint and plaintiff's letter in opposition. Accordingly, 1, Carter's request to file Jay-Z's request to file a motion to dismiss plaintiff's amended complaint is granted. 2, by February 6th, so a whole month from now, Carter shall file his motion. Then, a couple weeks later, by February 28th, the end of the month, the plaintiff shall file her opposition papers. And so then she has to put in her papers, right, in opposition to his motion that will be filed on February 6th. Then, after she does that on February 28th, 2 whole weeks later, in the middle of March, that's when he's allowed to file his reply, if any. The clerk of court is respectfully directed to terminate the motion of this particular number, ECF number 55, so ordered. And of course, this was from today, and Annalisa Torres said this whole thing. Okay? Interesting, right? So when you see this, one thing sucks for Jay-Z. He's gonna have a busy start to the year, and that it's not like, ooh, I can, shake this off for the new year. No, he has to deal with this in the top of this year, all the way as late as March 14th, and then the judge can make a decision on whether or not let this go forward or to dismiss this whole doggone thing. Like I said, it is not over yet. Okay? It is not over yet for Jay-Z. Yes, Jay-Z's team got a little like a little crack opened in that gate. But that does not mean that it's a win. So again, he's going to have to deal with this stuff for a while. And that's not what he wants to do. He wants to be over with this. He wants to be done with this, baby. He wants to be done. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. All right. And to me, I go, okay, yeah, this is light being shown in his direction for sure. But it all depends on what happens over the next couple weeks, over the next couple months. If there's more information that drops, if more people step forward, an eyewitness, so on and so forth, anything's possible. Jay-Z is now still going to be sitting at the edge of his seat, biting his fingernails. Stress is all get out over this whole situation. But I guarantee you, though, during this whole process, Alex Spiro is going to be doing everything he can. He's going to be filing all kinds of letters, all kinds of motions. He's going to be doing everything he can. Trust. And if this Jane Doe steps forward and does another interview, it's going to be chopped up and eaten up and analyzed and used. If she says anything any different from this point on, let's keep it real. Okay. Now, real quick, King Bob, when Carbonized Stardust speaks, people listen. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And I appreciate you guys, appreciate the love. But think about this, okay? Think about this. Because you got to remember, she did say some things that were pretty wild. Or at least, for lack of a better term, mother-loving questionable. We all looked at that stuff. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of people that are like, I believe her. That's fine. I still am on the fence. I still look at the situation. I go, something's weird. But then again, sometimes life can be stranger than fiction. Sometimes things can be chopped up and messed up, chopped up and screwed because of how long it's been and all that. I put all those things in consideration. But what I think is very sloppy, okay? What I think is very sloppy is when not only was that interview and the information that came out sloppy, that was sloppy from the Jane Doe and Busby. I'm going to be real, okay? But what is also sloppy is when Jay-Z's team tries to do some sort of victory lap and says, hey, well, that, you heard that interview, so it's a wrap. Drop the case. And it's like, well, wait a second. What do they have? Her timeline might be wrong, but she might have smoking gun evidence. That proves everything. Just saying. And that's one thing that Tony Busby said in his paperwork when in his rebuttal against them. They're saying, hey, guys, we should be against Alex Spiro saying we should be dropping this. What's going on? The statute of limitations don't apply. Where this crime happened wasn't even in the jurisdiction or even in the area of New York City. So it still doesn't apply. So what the hell are we talking about here? Let's drop this. So like I said, pretty big information, okay? Pretty big information. Yes, this is some major news, but it ain't over yet. And only time will tell when these things are going to go. And here's the other thing. If it was a major win, not only would it be dismissed, but let's just say if it was a major win for Jay-Z, the major win would have been that they're going, okay, he would not have to sit here and do anything. They still have to file paperwork. Things still have to be done. And then the plaintiff still, Busby still has a chance to go and, rebuttal, fight that piece too. So it's like I said, it's not over yet, y'all. Marlena, thank you so much for the love. Pascal, when you get a chance, look look up the alleged son's lawsuit. He's suing the state of New York, suing the state of New Jersey. It needs more coverage. It is mind blowing. J to the Z has more coming. This isn't his only problem. Yeah, I've heard about it. I have not looked at it. I definitely want to take a look at it when I get a free chance. But, lately the sky is freaking falling now. Okay? We got planes falling into buildings and stuff. We got all kinds of craziness that's been going on. So trust me when I say I'm doing I am one man. I am one man covering as much as I can. And it's been insane. As soon as we get done with one thing, something else is popping off. There is so much going on. Like I said, this is a short show because I wanted to give you guys this update and kind of break up the craziness, because the craziness has been overwhelming, and it's only been we're in the second day of 2025. So I will be looking into that a little bit more when I get more time to breathe, because lately, like I said, if it's not stuff that's been going on in New Orleans or Las Vegas, it's the 18-wheeler with the guy saying he's got a device in there. There's now, right before I went live, there was another alleged mass tragedy, I guess, or another shooting situation going on in Texas. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with all the craziness that's going on. Trust and believe. So I wanted to squeeze this one in before we get back into the mucky muck of all this insane stuff that's been going on. But Tammy Fletcher, welcome. I think it's welcome back, but thank you so much. Welcome to the family. Okay. And just like Tammy, please become a member by hitting that join button down below. It's that very, very simple. Okay. Cabrice, thank you so much. It's impossible to keep up right now. Absolutely. And then, of course, I'm getting alerts every 5 seconds, right? Because if it's not something with an update on New Orleans or Vegas, it's another thing popping off, right? Somebody driving on the sidewalk in Washington, D.C., or the situation in Texas, or you see what I'm saying? It's one thing after the other. And a lot of these, thank God, are getting remedied quickly. But at the same time, it's still like I'm going, where do I go? I don't know what to cover. There's so much going on. You know what I mean? So, I'm doing everything I can to cover as best as I can and maintain my sanity at the same time. Okay. But trust me when I say I'm keeping an eye on things, and, I will be most likely on a little bit later on tonight covering some of this stuff, because there's been new updates with the New Orleans monster as well, new footage, new pieces of new photos and all that stuff that's been going on. So like I said, covering as much as I can, as quickly as I can. All right. But that is the show. Again, I appreciate you guys spending some time with me. It really does mean a lot. Please do me a favor. Before I jump off here, hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button, okay? Hit that subscribe button here. Go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Crush that subscribe button over there as well. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there, guys. Anyway, like I said, it was going to be a short one, but I'll most likely be back on in a few hours. There's a lot going on. We're going to try to cover as much as we can a little bit later on tonight, okay? Much love to you guys. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.